Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. It is so lovely for you to check out my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back guys. Thank you guys for supporting me and watching my videos. So today's video is going to be a Q&A about ombre brows. This will be piggybacking off of the video I posted previously about me getting my brows ombre'd, which I will leave the link down below for that video so you can check that out and you can see my eyebrows in full detail, which you can see right now. Right now we are post a little over 48 hours. So so we're going on day, what is it, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, day 4, I guess you can kind of say, of me having my eyebrows ombre. Yay! So far I'm loving it. It is dark, and she said it was going to be dark, so whatever. And from every video that I've seen, or that I've seen of people getting this done, their eyebrows are dark in the beginning and then it will fade out, and my eyebrows will eventually fade into more of a natural looking shade. So I'm very excited to see the end process of this whole thing. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna get into a Q&A of just some questions you might have thought of, or you never have thought of, that I'm going to bring to your attention, that I thought of when I was researching of getting this done. Like, what is this process going to require for me? You know what I'm saying? You know, these are just generalized questions that most people have, you know, when they're thinking of doing some type of procedure like this. So, you guys, let's get into this video. Okay. So, just to start off, what are ombre brows? What is it, you know, in case you do not know? Okay. So this questions that I and the answers that I got are directly from the technician that did my brows. So it's coming straight from her, the answers. Okay, so these are not Googled. These are answers straight from the technician herself who did my brows. Okay. What are ombre powder eyebrows? It is a form of eyebrow style that does not include any hair like strokes to mimic the look of a natural brow. Instead, this technique requires complete shading of the brow from head to the tail. The ombre powder brow can be compared to brows when filled in with makeup. The head starts out light and gradually fades darker all the way to the end of the tail. The style is for those looking for a fierce, sharp eyebrow look. And that's exactly what I got, guys. Look at this. I love my eyebrows. Thank you, Ora. You did a wonderful, awesome job on my brows. Awesome. The difference between ombre brows and microblading is, with microblading, they're using a blade, you know, with the color tint on the blade to not make a cut necessarily. It's just like a sharp nick, and it's mimicking a hair, you know, your eyebrow hair. So, but I do have what microblading is, because she put that in the Q&A too. Microblading is a semi-permanent makeup method, and is compared to the traditional eyebrow tattoo technique. It is done with a very fine blade that deposits pigment into the epidermis. Since the color is being applied closer to the surface, the strokes appear crisp and fine. This method is ideal for anyone wanting to enhance the look of their natural eyebrow. The results are natural hair-like strokes regardless of the amount of hair present. This is a strongly desired look when the natural brow will not grow on its own, since it presents a brow look. So the results will be natural, flawless looking brow with mimicking hair strokes. So that's what microblading is. And yeah, so is you can tell the difference between this is more of a sharper, filled in, shaded look, and microblading is mimicking your hair texture of your eyebrow, and pretty much just kind of like filling in the thin spots of your eyebrow. So it's up to the person which one they feel benefits them the best. What Ora, the technician that did my eyebrows, told me was that for women of color, more specifically black women, when they do microblading, it doesn't really benefit them because it fades out into your skin tone. So pretty much what she was saying was it fades away, and you don't really keep that eyebrow fill-in look because it's gonna fade into your skin tone, and then your eyebrow's gonna look the same as it did previously. So, and you have to consistently get it touched up over and over and over again. And touch-ups are not cheap, you know what I'm saying? This is not something, these type of cosmetic procedures are not cheap, okay, you guys? I mean, if you have the money, all and well, you know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for something to do to spread it out over time, so you're not paying $100+ every couple months, then ombre powder brows are for you. But yeah, then again, every person is different, but I'm just here to give you the facts, okay? So the next question that I have is, does it hurt? I want to say it's up to the person. For me personally, I have a high pain tolerance. I have tattoos, I have piercings, so it might not affect me as bad as it would some people, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like it's a doable pain in a sense, you know, like it's uncomfortable, an uncomfortable like pinching, because she does use a needle, and it's similar to a tattoo, but it's not a tattoo, okay? So it's just like, because it's semi-permanent, this isn't a permanent thing. You have to constantly get it touched up to keep the pigment, you know, sharp in the way it is. And I mean, not constantly like every couple months, but like, you know, every like, I don't know, it depends on the person, it depends on their skin and, you know, how their body heals, whatever. But I guess in general, just like a year, you could go a year, year and a half, then get a touch up, you know what I'm saying? I know in general, when people get this done, it seems like they get a touch up like 4 to 8 weeks after they get it done. So in general, just to make the little corrections for their eyebrow, if there's any fading going on after it's healed and, you know, scabbed or whatever, which it will do, it will scab. So yeah, that's when most people get it touched up. Does it hurt? It was uncomfortable in a sense, because you're on your face. I don't have any tattoos on my face. The closest tattoo I have to my face is my neck, okay? And so even that's kind of like an iffy area for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't have any face tattoos. So having the needle, I do have a nose piercing. Having the needle on my face, she did an outline and then she filled it in, doing the ombre part. She did that one time without any numbing cream. But listen, when she put that numbing cream on, it was over. It was off. I didn't feel a thing, y'all. A thing. That was the best thing. Like, it's the equivalent to anesthesia when you're getting a surgery. That's how, I didn't feel a thing. Like, it was just like, and I was like, oh, we're done? That's it? Are you still on my eyebrow? Like, nothing. Like, that numbing cream was everything. That numbing cream. So she did use numbing cream. So that's another thing to take in consideration, that she will use numbing cream. Like, it's not like she's just going to go over your eyebrows and whatnot and the entire time without numbing it. So that's something to take into consideration in case you're like, I don't know, I'm scared of needles and da-da-da-da-da. But they will use a numbing cream and you will not feel a thing. A thing. Okay, so let's moving on to the next question. Is it permanent? No, this is not permanent. Like I said, it's a semi-permanent type of makeup cosmetic procedure. You do have to get touch-ups. It will fade away if you do not. I'm pretty sure there will still be remnants in, you know, shading areas still there if you do not get a touch-up. But yes, over time, I'm sure like up to a year, you have to get a touch-up. You know what I'm saying? To keep the pigment going, to keep the color the shade that you want it to be. And, you know, to keep your eyebrows fierce and sharp. So yes, this is a semi-permanent tattoo. Okay, next question. Is it safe? Of course it is safe. Absolutely. The technician only uses sterilized disposable needles and supplies. She showed me the packaging, like these are the needles. They were in the package, sealed, period. Like there was nothing like suspicious just sitting on the side, needles sitting out, you know, out of the packaging. It was definitely, everything was packaged, everything was clean, sanitized, and that's something to definitely make sure when you go in there and you're going to get this done. Just like with anything, tattoos, piercings, you know, making sure they are taking that needle out of the package and sterilizing everything before you get anything done. So there's that. Next question. How long does it take for this procedure? So my appointment was from 10 to 2, and it's not like we started exactly at 10 o'clock because she had to color in, do the measuring of filling out my the line for my brow, which is something they normally have to do. It's not like they just go ahead and freehand it. They have to, you know, measure it out. You know, they're measuring like your nose to your brow bone, and you know how your brow is supposed to look for your face, based off of your features, your face features. So yeah, it took a little bit for that, probably like 30 minutes. And then like she said, the procedure is usually like 2 hours. It might go over that a little bit, just to get a little bit of the shading done and whatnot, or you know, just to make sure everything is straight. And then when you look at it, because she's going to show it to you at the end to be like, okay, how do you feel about this, how do you feel about that, is there anything you want to change or, you know, extend, or then she has to make those corrections. So you need that little extra hour, which it probably won't even take an hour, just for her to get your eyebrows the way you want them to look. So yeah, that might be why it might take a little bit of time, extend it past the 2 hours. But yeah, in my opinion, that's like a general amount of time, especially like if you ever got your individual eyelashes done. It takes 2 hours, guys. It takes time to get these type of procedures, these type of beauty things done, because it's just the extensive measure of what you're doing. So that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? What is another question that goes along with this question is like, what is the process like? It consists of an initial procedure and like wait, you know what, I'm sorry. Before I started this procedure, I had to send her a picture of my face with my brows, you know. And before, you can't get no waxing, no threading, no nothing, no face treatments, no drinking, anything like that. Everybody knows, like, when you're about to get tattooed or anything like that, you can't drink, okay guys, because you will bleed more. Anyways, so what she's saying the process is like exactly from her is she will shape your brows, and then you guys will decide on a color. Shortly after that, a topical anesthetic will be administered to ensure comfort. Once you're numb, the pigment is deposited and yeah, that's pretty much exactly kind of what I said. Is just, you guys, her shaping your brow and color filling it in before she does the outline and fill it in, and then she get down, do the numbing. Well, for her, you know, it's different for every technician, but for her, like I said, she went over mine once without it, and then she went over it 3 more times with the numbing cream. Okay, so yeah, like I didn't feel a thing after the numbing cream. It was a little uncomfortable that first initial time, and just like any tattoo, if you've never gotten a tattoo, the outline is the worst thing, unless they do shading over and over and over and you're getting color, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, can be a little painful, but the outline is typically the worst thing. And that was the case with this. It was mainly the outline. Everything else was whatever. How long does it last? So, like I said, it's up to the person going through the healing process, seeing how their brows look afterwards, how long it takes them to get that follow-up touch-up, and then going from there and seeing how long. But typically it said 2 to 5 years when I googled it, because there's an exact number on here, because everybody's different, you know. That's just a generalized answer. Everybody's different, everybody's skin's different, everybody heals differently. So yeah, 2 to 5 years, and you have to get touch-ups, you guys. 1 year, year and a half, whatever, you have to get touch-ups, because like I said earlier, it is important to maintain you know, the color. And just like with a tattoo, you have to go back and get a touch-up 4 to 6 weeks after you get a tattoo, just because the color falls out, you know. The tattoo might fall out, you know, it might not stick all the way. Everything might not stick all the way. So the tattoo artist usually affords you a free follow-up session to touch up anything that's fell out or did not stick. So this is the same exact thing, except for you have to pay for this touch-up. So there's no free touch-up, but yeah, you have to pay for the touch-up. Do you need a touch-up? This is a good question. Like I said, it's possible. Like I said, it all depends on how everything goes, how everything heals. I'm trying to find that question in here. Do you need a touch-up? Yeah. Over time, you will need a touch-up. And a lot of people, like I said, initially get a touch-up 4 to 8 weeks after they have the procedure, the first initial cosmetic procedure done to their eyebrows. How can you, and a piggyback question is, how can you extend the life of your brows? Is by avoiding the sun and using sunblock regularly, not really doing too many facial treatments near your brow. You gotta avoid your brow area for that, because like I said, it's your skin. You know what I mean? And it sheds a lot on its own, so you definitely want to try to avoid from like peeling too much, especially in the brow area per se, more so in the brow area, because you don't want to be peeling off that skin with the color in there and then you're back to square one. So yeah, just to go over the healing process, what is the healing process is another good question. Like I said, it's a 4 to 6, I mean, not 4 to 6 weeks, I'm sorry, 48 hours after you have the procedure done. Then you can start using this ointment that she gave me. I just put it on with a Q-tip. She said it's like the size of a rice. So you'll use this for like a week. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it, because I just started using it because I just reached that point. And I use a Q-tip for sanitary reasons because my finger, not to say I don't clean my fingers, but I just feel like a Q-tip is so much more cleaner. Okay. Alright, and you just rub it on twice a day, I think. And then, okay, simple as that. And this is Brow, Eyes, and Lips Professional Microblading PMU Aftercare Ointment, okay? So I guess what you do not want to be using is A&D, Aquaphor, the petroleum jelly, the usual stuff we use for tattoos. Don't use that. Use the stuff that the technician gives you. The first 7 days, you really, what I'm waiting for is for it to scab. When it starts scabbing and all that's over, then I could go back to the gym because there's no sweating. You can't get water on your face, period, right here. So, you know, you have to wash your face around your eyebrows, and you really have to wipe up here because forget it. Just getting water up here is a no. Okay, so yeah, you have to wash your face, like cut out, and then use the ointment that she gives you, waiting for it to scab. Once it scabs and that first week, initial week pass, then you can go back to going to the gym and doing everything that you were doing. And then you're waiting 4 weeks to see how your eyebrows end up healing, and then that will determine if you go back for a touch-up right away or you wait a couple months and then go back. It's all up to you. How much is it? How much is this procedure? What I've noticed is it ranges. I've seen somebody offer a $200 or it was a $250 special. More than likely it's gonna be really hard to find it for that price. How much I paid for mine was $350. Okay guys, $350. And this can range from $300 really to $600, and that's just the initial appointment, the first appointment. The touch-ups can range anywhere between $50 to $200. For me to get a touch-up with Ora, it's going to be $150. So you can see how that price is going to end up going. But yeah, it ranges. And not every technician, if you had this done before and you don't like it and it didn't come out well, tries to do a correction to fix. If you have a correction to fix, like with microblading or with you getting your eyebrows done ombre somewhere by someone else, it's going to be even more expensive. I mean, that can range from like $400 to the $600 just for the initial procedure of them seeing you, you know, a different technician seeing you, because they're trying to correct what somebody else did. So of course it's going to be way more expensive. So yeah, this procedure is not cheap, guys, by any means, but you know, it's up to the person. If they feel like it's necessary for them. I did for me because I always want to kind of look made up. And I love this. I never wanted to get my eyebrows tattooed on because I just felt like that was just too harsh, too much. But I do like this semi-permanent tattoo that I have going on, and y'all, it's to die for. Yes, it's dark, but it is going to lighten up, okay? So I don't want to hear anything. It's gonna lighten up. It is. Let me see, are there any more questions? Okay. Like I said, the color is decided between you and her when you get there in your appointment, during the first initial appointment. Before she starts doing anything, she's gonna, you know, be like, okay, well, this color based off your skin tone, you know, which is really what it is. You know, your hair color based off your skin tone will determine what color, you know, your eyebrow color, your hair color, what color she's gonna use for pigment wise. Okay, just to go back, under the questions of does it hurt, will it be swollen, most likely it will not be swollen, but you will have, it could be slightly red on the skin around the eyebrows. Now for me, mine was not swollen. Yes, it was sore, but it wasn't swollen. And I was fine. I didn't have any redness around my eyebrows. My eyebrows were totally fine. Like, it was just sore. That's it. And the soreness only lasted like a day and a half. And I was fine. Nothing to worry about too much about pain. And you cannot when you're sleeping, you know, it's just a note for me, it's like you can't really touch your eyebrows. Don't touch your eyebrows, period, through this entire 7 days that you're waiting for it to scab and it's healing, that first initial healing. Don't touch it, because you don't know what bacteria is on your fingers. That's why I'm using a Q-tip. And you know, you can't sleep on your face, because you know, you don't want to be rubbing this. You know, we're trying to maintain and retain as much color as possible, so don't touch it at all. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much everything. All the questions I think people would have or would want to know, I guess. What I can do is link below this form, so in case you have any, you want to look at it directly to see what she said, you can. And you can see exactly what, you know, if there's any other questions on this sheet that might interest you, in case you're interested in getting this done. You know, this is exactly the questions that you need. So I will link this sheet below. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'll figure it out though. But like I said in my previous video, I went to Ora Norris. She's a part of not a part of Ora's Beauty Bar. You can find her on IG. She's on Style Seat. And if you are looking for a technician like me, I did research, just looked around, you know, compared prices, and I settled on her. You know, definitely make sure the person has a lot of photos so you can see their work, see who they've done, read the reviews. Okay, reviews are important. Read the reviews of the experience that people had. Definitely do that. Another thing is you could search Instagram. Instagram can reference, you know, look at, see if they have more photos, anything that they have said. You can try Style Seat, Schedulosity. There's a whole bunch of like websites and stuff for hair and makeup and all those type of websites. And Instagram is definitely the most useful social media tool to find makeup, to find anything, really, anything. So that's all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, I'll definitely be doing another video just to show you guys the healing process of these 7 days of how it's going. Like I said, guys, definitely something to think about. But I love my brows. I just want to give you guys another close-up. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.